Here again, MultiTap Gaming team, basically coming in with our second podcast. Um, my name is Chucks, aka Tony Shadu. We've got another co-host with us today. You haven't actually met him yet, so he's gonna introduce himself first.
Whoop, whoop. That's me. I'm CJ, always Kieran, and I'm going to try and do some of the streaming and stuff for MultiTap Gaming. So you'll hear a bit more from me as well as we go through.
Okay, and we also have our other co-host that you um listened to in the last podcast. They're gonna introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm the main resident guest, Anders 91. Oh my days. But yeah, welcome back.
And last but certainly not least, I'm Ams. Back to hate on Xbox again.
Let's actually just get straight into what Xbox did. They actually had their podcast, or not a podcast, their conference basically going over third-party games that are coming to the console, Xbox Series X when that releases later this year. They basically went through a few gameplay trailers, they're calling it. I don't know if we can actually say that that's true, but yeah, we're gonna go through what our thoughts were. I'm gonna ask you guys first before I give my thoughts. What were your thoughts on the conference?
Well, for me, before I even started, that first view with his fake kitchen backdrop with the green screen, I think that kind of set the mood for everything. That was, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that. I was trying to warm up to it, but yeah, he kind of set the mood for me from the start. But yeah, I don't know what you guys thought before we get into the game by game stuff.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think it's quite hard because they haven't got an audience.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard for them to kind of a lot of appeal kind of thing. I think because they're doing it all online at the moment, so you can't really hear how people are reacting in live. But I'm reading what was going on YouTube. It was bad. It didn't look good at all, man. It didn't look good.
There are a lot of L's in that chat, man.
Yeah.
A lot.
I feel
Series L. Wow.
I think it started terribly with you work for a multi-billion-dollar company. You should have a green screen somewhere. But then it took a big high, and then it just spent the rest of it just dropping and dropping and dropping. It was not a good start to the next gen.
To be honest,
I did feel it was a bit rushed. Honestly, for me, I thought it was rushed. I think they should have kind of left it a little bit later. Maybe added some more gameplay to a lot of the games because, yeah, from what I was watching, I didn't really grab much from it. How would you, Tony?
To be honest with you, I won't lie. Okay, when I first saw the green screen with the Xbox in the background, basically as his fridge, I actually laughed just because. I found it funny just because like that's what a lot of people in like the gaming Twitter basically are calling it. The fridge, like it looks like a fridge, so it's like they're just laughing at themselves. Like when you take the joke, like it just makes you look like good, basically. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that's funny. The green screen quality wasn't great. I was like, this guy,
terrible.
He's basically a millionaire, most definitely. Like, why is his green screen like?
Now you got clipping in your green screen, and you got.
Yeah, it was just that was a bad look, but it was funny to see that. And then they started off with the first game that you guys were talking about, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is gonna be, if this is what this whole conference is gonna be, we're in for a good show. But as Am said, it just really and truly just went downhill from there, and yeah, it just never recovered, to be honest. So yeah, that was
an exclusive as well.
That was an exclusive.
I think they were saying the first game's an exclusive.
Okay. It's on PC already though.
Is it?
Okay. Yeah, it's already on PC. So
so how's it next
moment? It's got good ratings on PC. It's got very high ratings, but yeah, I thought it was a beautiful game, and it looked amazing, to be fair. But it did look like and quite a few components for a couple of other games. But
Oh, yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
So just for
Yeah.
those that don't really know what game it was Bright Memory Infinite.
Yeah.
Was the first game that we're talking about, and yeah, I mean the action looked amazing. I
Yeah.
was drawn in at this stage.
Yeah.
I did see a few other games like you were saying, and then that a little bit of a Mortal Kombat Scorpion, get over here, or kind of a Spider-Man, Spider-Man slingshot kind of thing going on.
Sekiro, Call of Duty. I saw a lot of games.
Yeah,
definitely.
It looked,
but
when it
I
first
did
came
like
up,
Mm.
I thought it was Crisis. It looked like
Yeah.
Crisis
Yeah.
meets Shadow Warrior. So I thought, oh, sick, a new Crisis. And then he pulled out a sword, and I thought, okay, it's not Crisis.
Yeah.
It made no sense. But
I
it
did
looked
like
good.
the
It
fact that
looked
they crossed
amazing.
across. Yeah, the fact they had guns and swords and other bits. I mean, that grabbed my attention big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he jumped in a car.
It looked good, man. I enjoyed it. I can't lie, man. It looked very good, man.
So you said that it's an exclusive, but and then you basically said that it's
It's
on
already on
PC
Steam, yeah.
yeah. So does
must
that
be
mean
on
that it's a
Microsoft.
console exclusive, or what's happening there? It must be.
Not that I know of at the moment. But judging by Xbox probably putting that out first, I would probably assume that it is a console exclusive to Xbox. It is already on Steam, so you can play it on PC.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay, so I just checked it. It looks like it is coming to PS4, so we can
Oh,
scratch
wow.
that off.
Oh, okay.
That means
wow.
nothing. That means nothing. For that's a minus one for Xbox.
Pretty much. But yeah, let's just get into all of the games, but basically go through all of them, give our thoughts on them.
That's upset me.
What, that is basically coming to did you say
If it's coming to
PS4?
PS4 and Xbox One, how?
Well, I guess they're just gonna downgrade the graphics or something. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work, to be honest.
I mean, maybe they felt that was like maybe not the best game out of the bunch that they went with, because obviously they ended with Assassin's Creed in that sense. So maybe they were trying to warm up to a final point. But I don't know. That's a guess at this stage, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to start with a bang, and it looked like a bang to begin with. But
Yeah.
now that you're hearing that it's not even an exclusive, I don't know. Let me not start with Xbox today.
So the next game that they
A
showed
W with an L.
was the next game that they started with was Dirt 5, which I get it, like it's a game that's coming to your platform, but personally I don't think people who watch these things actually have any interest in games like Dirt 5. I just don't know why they've bought this here. But yeah, you guys would
One thing I
any
will
interest in
say
it?
is out of all of the games that they showed, that's the one that looked most next gen. Like
Okay.
a lot of the games they showed, it's like you can achieve those graphics on current gen, so what's the point?
Mm.
But that one actually looked amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, when I put my notes down of all the games, that was the first one I wrote down. Like the detail, even but I feel like they spent a lot of detail in the landscape for the game. There wasn't obviously gameplay footage. It was obvious. It was outside of the gameplay footage. But I did think, what more is there to the game? It's like they spent so much time on the landscapes because ultimately it's a driving game. So I need to see gameplay and see the difference. But yeah, it didn't grab me to that extent. But I did like the detail.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think judging by previous Dirt games, I think this will be quite good. To be fair, I think it's made by Codemasters as well. They do the Formula One already as well. So,
Yeah.
It's Dirt 5. I think is for a niche community.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that community will enjoy it, but for the masses, I don't really see it appealing much. But it looks amazing though. It looks very good, man.
Yeah, because when I read online, I know that's supposed to be 4K. But it's not 4K on Xbox One, or the Xbox One S. But yeah, for the new Series X, yeah, it's supposed to be 4K. So that obviously just shows why the graphics was so great. Just in the preview.
If it's not 4K for a racing game, come on, man. I'm gonna be very disappointed in these Xbox Series X if racing games aren't 4K 60. But let's see what happens.
It has to be.
It has to be a minimum.
Yeah, as a minimum.
Force has been by far the best looking game well, arguably the best looking game series this generation. So if they don't up the ante a bit next generation, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, no. But the next game was Scorn. I actually can't remember what this game is. Someone may need to remind me.
Listen, when I was writing my notes down, I wrote, "What the fuck?" The whole thing was just a video, wasn't it? And it,
Yeah.
I think if it's the right game I'm thinking of, it kind of just looked like some kind of anime porn. I don't really look. I wasn't really too sure.
What have you been watching?
Listen,
That look gross, man.
honestly,
the whole thing
man.
made me want to throw up.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
them
know what
things
you're
are like
talking
that.
about.
I wasn't sure if it was my mind that was in a bad place to go there, but yeah, it was a bit questionable for me, and I don't really know what the game is at this stage.
Yeah, which is
It
shocking.
looks like a horror. It doesn't. Yeah, it just look gross. I think it's just a horror game.
I just don't understand why they've done this, because it's like, this is your gameplay reveal. Why are you showing us just the trailer? Like,
Honestly,
but
CGI.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But it's maybe once they show gameplay, it will be interesting. I don't know. And then any thoughts?
I hope so, because I don't know what was going on in that, man. to be honest, because when I was chatting to Amalek beforehand, and I thought it was gonna be something like Alien or Prometheus or something like that. So the way that it's set up, but after a while, I was just like, I don't know what was going on. There was a bit of nudity, a bit of gore, a bit of this and that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I have to wait and see what happens for the next trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, what I read is a first-person shooter horror game, but I don't. I didn't get that at all
There was
from the
not
videos.
a single fun in that whole trailer. It's disgusting. This form bodies the whole trailer, and it's a first-person shooter.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna laugh.
Do we know who's making it by any chance? If not, it's fine.
I remember.
I'm not too sure, to be fair.
Nah, that's fair enough then. Maybe it's an indie studio. Maybe who knows? But the next game was Chorus, or something like that. Chorus, I believe it is. Again, you may need to remind me what this game was as well.
It's a space shooter. It kind of looked like Quantum Break or Control.
Yeah,
graphically.
that game. Yeah.
Seemed like it's just in a spaceship.
Okay, I'm gonna give my thoughts quickly. This is actually probably the game that it's top 3 for me from what they showed, that I'm interested in from what they showed. Just because I know what Control is. If it's close to Control, then I may enjoy it, even though I don't think Control was like the most well put together game. But
so fun,
huh?
It was so fun though, Control.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. So yeah, I'll probably put it there. But what I will say is, again, they actually showed, I feel like, in-engine models and stuff like that and graphics. I'm not really that impressed at what I saw so far. So maybe that's probably and most likely a cross-gen game as well. So yeah, that's probably why the game didn't look that great to me. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, flying the spaceships and all of that, it looks cool and all of that, but yeah, it didn't really pique my interest, to be honest. It was just one of those things like, meh, like it comes out, we'll see what happens, kind of thing.
Yeah, I felt I could play it for a little while, just because it's something different, just something to throw on, but it wouldn't look like something that was going to grip me. I want to try and get through as much gameplay as possible and clear it as quick as possible. It doesn't feel like that type of game for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not playing a space shooter. So.
Just simple as that.
It's a no from me. It's a no from me.
I'm not playing that.
Politest way possible.
Okay, no, but I know what game is definitely for you. Madden 21.
I literally, my notes, I wrote low. That's all I wrote for Madden 21. That's it.
I thought Madden 21 didn't show anything. They showed more of past games than they showed of the new one. How does that even make sense?
No, do you know what? Okay, again, this is just one of those games where it's like, why are you showing this here? Like, it doesn't make sense. And okay, fair enough, we're all English here, and we don't really follow American football. But still,
Nah.
it's just like, even I don't think the people that even like like American football in America would want to see this here and play games. Like, I don't think this is the place for it.
I don't know if you lot have been watching Netflix recently, but I wrote down The Last Dance ? Because they just showing me old gameplay.
Old game, literally.
Hang on a minute.
And then they
What's going
showed
on here?
one touchdown, and that was it.
That missed. He didn't even get the touchdown. He
And
went
it
out of
wasn't
bounds.
even.
I
You know-
think the
you know
only
why
grips
this
for
was an
them was
L?
just bringing a player in to try and show that there's endorsement
yeah,
to the
to
game.
gas it up.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
an
yeah,
L.
that's the problem as well. That's why if they had done it in a proper conference room or something like that with other people there, and Patrick Mahomes had come out and all of that, then maybe it might have got a bit more reception.
Yeah.
But right now, it didn't make any sense to me for them to show it. To be fair,
And this is the
a
thing.
game that comes out every year, you already know it's coming out regardless.
Exactly. And on top of that, EA just announced that they're doing an EA Play, like I think in a month or
Gonna
so.
see it anyway.
Yeah, so you're gonna see it. It just didn't make sense to me. So
I think it's a massive L because when you show a sports game, the only reason you show a sports game is to show the jump in technology. So, like when they showed the trailers for NBA 2K14 on PS4 and it changed from PS3 to PS4, it looked like you'd been playing on Sega, then went to PS4.
yeah.
The graphical difference looked amazing, but it just looked like a PS4 game, and I wasn't impressed at all. I don't know what they were thinking.
yeah, it kind of
think-
summed up the whole kind of conference for me, where it felt like they were just trying to throw as much in as possible, even though they didn't have the content for it yet. But it's just to kind of hype people up without. I don't know, I guess they're building up for something else to show us more. But yeah, it wasn't the time for that for me.
Mhm.
That was EA just throwing their name in and say,
Yeah.
show one of our games. You want to be in
Yeah.
the conversation.
Exactly that. And I think maybe it's possible that Xbox may have like a partnership with that game as well. So maybe they just need to endorse it.
Yeah, because they did say that if you buy it, because you can buy it before the X series comes out. But they're saying that if you buy it, you'll have it. You don't have to buy it once. You won't have to buy it on both the consoles, which is fair enough.
I think that's actually something that we have to give credit to Xbox for as well.
Definitely.
And I think
A lot of the games.
I think most of the games that they actually showed here, and most of the games that are like first party, I think all of the games actually, they're gonna be like you can play them on both consoles. So that's really good. That's a really good thing that they're doing. It's very customer positive, basically. So moving on to the next one, Vampire of the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which I'll let you guys give your thoughts on that first.
I think it looked good. Like, it didn't look amazing, but anytime you show a trailer where the person's got powers, it's going to pique your interest.
Yeah.
So I think the first one was supposedly an all right game, mid-tier.
Did any of you play the first one, or
No, I hadn't. I had no experience with it. I didn't even know
so
it existed.
I felt like a bit of a noob there. I was looking at the gameplay. I was like, am I supposed to know what's going on yet? Or
It's an interesting concept. You play
Yeah.
a good vampire and you have to survive and balance being
right?
a good person with having to drink blood. But I think
Okay.
it could be, superhero games are always fun.
Mhm.
So I think they could make it interesting.
My question is, wait. So did you play the first one?
No, I was looking at it a lot,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think I had to choose between that and another game, and I was like,
Okay,
go for the other game.
because I was just thinking, I think it looks like you can be like multiple characters, but I'm not too sure. I don't know how it works, but
That's kind of what I was getting from the trailer.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too. So I just felt like, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself. Didn't look like a next gen game at all. It actually looked like a really bad PS4 game, if I'm being honest. So it's just
Me, I was disappointed and disappointed for the wrong reasons. And that's because when the trailer first started, they showed the people hanging on the ropes. They had the smiles. I thought Jokers.
Yeah,
I was thinking that this is the Arkham, it's a
100%.
Batman Arkham game coming out. So I was like, okay, let's get into this. And then in a couple vampires, the mechanics look interesting and all of that, but yeah, as you say, it looks like it should be on the Xbox One. It doesn't even look like it should be Gen, to be honest. Yeah.
So
I think maybe
I
that's
really
why
hope-
I didn't like it as much, because I thought it was going to be something to do with
But
Joker and
yeah.
Batman, and then it came something else. But to be fair to them, the gameplay looked good from what I saw.
At least they
I
show
re-
gameplay as well.
I really hope they're showing us Xbox One graphics, because it's
No,
not a
they're
huge
not.
jump. There's no jump at all.
They're
If this
not,
is what
no.
Series X is giving us, then boy,
I think it is. But to be fair, it's like the first year of the generation. Well, it's going to be the first year of the generation for that generation. But I'm still disappointed, if I'm being honest with you, with what I saw. Call of the Sea. Have no clue.
Hey, I didn't even
I
write
don't.
note to this.
I
couldn't
don't
even be
even.
asked.
I don't even know what game it is. Like, I don't even think if you gave me a description, I would even know what you're talking about anyway.
it's a
So-
first-person game. In my notes, I wrote fish fingers. The person had web hands in it. That's what I got from it.
Oh man,
Oh
It looked
my
good.
God.
I'll give it that. It did look better than a lot of the games on this list, but
Did it look better than Sea of Thieves? Yeah.
it was just a CGI trailer, so who knows?
it's supposed to be
Could be anything.
it's supposed to be a first-person adventure puzzle game set in 1930 or something like that. But how you was meant to get that from that bloody trailer? Only the Lord knows.
Boy.
You told me
Um,
puzzle game, throw it in the bin, man.
Yeah, I was not there for it. I mean, it might change our minds when we see it. 'Cause I don't mind a little puzzle game, something that could grab my interest. But
I like
if you're
puzzles
gonna show me
in
a puzzle,
other games.
show me the puzzle. Don't show me a trailer with someone swimming around with web hands. Like, come on.
I don't. No interest in that. But the Ascent, I'm not too sure what this is either.
That was a top-down shooter. You
Top
kind
down.
of
That
like
game.
a tactical hold this analog stick to shoot type of game.
Yeah, I don't have interest in those kind of games, to be honest with you.
We're too many generations removed from when that was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I've gone beyond that now. I don't
Unless
it doesn't grab me as much as it used to.
Mm.
It might be one that I just throw on if I want something to complete if no new games come out. But yeah, it wasn't something super on my mind.
it could be good. I got a game called Redeemer on the PS4 that blew up on the PC, which was a top-down fighting game, and you could use guns in it. That was very fun, but this game just looked like a lot of shooting, and those become quite tedious. You need a niche. Like Hotline Miami has comedy, so
yeah, that game was actually quite good for a top-down shooter. The Medium. I don't know what this is.
This one, I thought this one looked like Control.
this one as well.
Yeah.
This
This was
was
the
the
one that they
Silent Hill.
didn't show anything, but this was it looked like the psychological.
Yeah,
And everything was changed around, lady and all. This one looked like Control. And wait to me.
they
No
brought
clue
over
what the
someone
game's
from
about,
Silent
mate.
Hill.
Yeah, so it's like it's an intense psycho horror game, what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I kind of did get that from the trailer, where they didn't show you anything, but they kind of showed the kind of jump
Screaming and all of that.
Yeah, that kind of stuff to it, where you be playing and like, whoop, where did that come from?
Yeah.
That kind of attitude. So I mean, it did kind of it did like the look of it, but I didn't feel like I was looking at a lot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's definitely opportunity with that game. So it would be good to see where they.
I think the only problem is if PS4 or Sony go through with their plan to acquire the Konami licenses and they get Silent Hill, this game's obsolete.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the game is trying to copy, it's coming out. Why would you buy this?
That's true.
No, but apparently, was it the producers or something along the lines that made Silent Hill?
Yeah.
So that's where this game has come from.
Okay.
I need to read a bit more about it, but yeah, it was something I know they said something along the lines about Silent Hill, and I guess the creators of that were part of this.
Okay. That's interesting then. If that is the case, then maybe it is something that we should show a bit more interest in. Scarlet Nexus again. I don't know why. I think once I started running into a few games that I wasn't interested in, I just blacked out. So like I don't know any of these games anymore. So
It was
Scarlet.
hack and slash.
Someone didn't do their homework.
No, just this is the thing. I actually was interested. I'll leave this to the end. But yeah, Scarlet Nexus. Scarlet Nexus.
It looked like
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
Persona 5.
Oh wait. Okay.
This is the anime style
This is
game.
this is actually a game. This is actually a game I was interested in. To be fair. So.
Alright, so let's hear from you, Tony. What do you reckon first then?
No. Okay. Do you know what? I don't know if any of you guys know about this game. I can't remember what it's called. It's on the Nintendo Switch.
Bayonetta.
No, not
Surely.
Bayonetta. It's Astral Chains. That's what it's called. I don't know. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have heard
sorry,
of it.
I've
But
seen gameplay.
that's the vibe that I got from it. If it's anything to do, it's Bandai Namco, so I doubt it's gonna be a bad game. They've just been putting out bangers recently. They're just not missing at the moment. So
Kakarot's a banger.
yeah, so imagine. So yeah, I'm just interested in that. I don't know. I doubt very highly it's gonna be an Xbox exclusive. So probably we'll get it on another console. But yeah,
Very least still be on Switch, right?
yeah, maybe. It looked a bit ambitious for the Switch, to be honest. But I'm not even gonna lie. It looks ambitious. It looks ambitious for the Switch.
Extras. Shut your Switch down.
But yeah, I'll probably put that as my number 2, like joint first, probably actually for the games that they showed here that I'm excited for. So yeah,
The thing with that, it was in my top 5, but I'm not sure if it was in my top 5 because it looked amazing, or if they gave me so much crap between that and Vampire that I was like, oh, something that looks half decent. It woke me up.
Yeah, I think I got just a bit of a love for anime, so it was the first one. I was like, oh, well, this could be interesting. So yeah, I think that's what made me think, let's have a look at this game.
Exactly, and that's actually a big get for Xbox as well, because they haven't been getting like Japanese developers on their console recently. So I know Kakarot was basically like a big deal for them, because that was the first game that they've actually got over there for a while from Japanese studios. So this is another one. And any other thoughts on that game? Or okay,
Yeah, it didn't look next.
It didn't look next gen.
It looked like Xbox One.
Yeah. I don't. But that's the thing. I don't think you can. It's very difficult to get that style looking like a next gen game. But
a lot of them style, it makes it look nice, but I always think, how hard is it to make a stylized game where there's less textures, less detail to look amazing? They always look amazing. Borderlands looks amazing, but it's because it's stylized.
Yeah, but I think that's what you have to remember. They where they're going for that specific look. We got to try and remove the classes. So there's going to be next gen games, and there's going to be games that are meant for certain individuals. So someone that likes anime is going to want this game, whether or not it's perfection to a next gen level. So I think that's where they're trying to go on the spectrum. They make sure that their customers are kind of still, you're still like accompanying for those type of customers.
Yeah.
But the action looked good. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I actually thought the action looked really good in that game.
Yeah, like I haven't actually played Astral Chains, but I know once I eventually get it, and I will eventually get it, I'm gonna enjoy that game, and I think this will give me the same feeling. So, Second Extinction. That's it. There you go.
This was probably my number 1 or 2 game. I think it looked good.
Okay. Yeah, good. I thought I was the only one that was gonna kind of say that. I like I feel like it has like a time crisis feel to it. And I like those type of games.
I thought it was Time Crisis when it was first shown, so I was like, sick. I ain't played this game in a long time.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say is I went back and watched it a couple of times, and when you shoot the dinosaurs, they just blow up into parts, and that's a bit weird.
Okay.
They just start falling apart.
I was thinking, would it get repetitive after a certain extent? But I could sit and play Time Crisis over and over again and not get past a couple levels and still enjoy it. So if it's that type of game, it could be enjoyable. A few people won. If it's online
multiplayer, so if you can play with your boys, it might be fun.
Yeah, it's co-op here.
I gotta watch chooks get eaten up.
And Yakuza Like a Dragon. I know this game isn't going to be for everyone, but like, there's a lot of people out there, both
Love it.
Japanese, yeah, exactly, both Japanese and Western. They absolutely love this game. This style of game is like wacky, but also serious. Like this, yeah, it's just a weird game. Like there's giant crabs, I think, or a giant lobster that you can fight, probably, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a wacky game. But yeah,
To be fair, this one looks more on the wacky side. To be fair,
yeah.
For a moment, I thought it kind of looked like Saints Row, the powers and all of that kind
Japanese
of stuff.
Saints Row, yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm sure it will be a good game though. The Yakuza games tend to be quite good, so
Yeah,
it'll be a fun game to play.
Again,
like
big get.
Yakuza with superpowers. That's what I saw when I saw it.
Again, a big get for Xbox, getting a Japanese game, and finally, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, this is probably my joint top for games that I'm excited for from what they showed. If just to give you some background, I've got Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't really think I like that game. I don't think I like that game. But Odyssey, personally, I think it was probably better than The Witcher 3. For the time that it came out, like it's just so. I love when a game knows that it's a game and it just delivers you that. Like you can just jump off of the highest freaking mountain and survive just to like save load times. Picking up stuff is not like holding it and then it will open the drawer like in Red Dead Redemption. You just loot things quickly. Like that's just I love stuff like that. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna fall in love with this game, to be honest with you. Spend another maybe 100 hours in this. So yeah, that's my joint top one first for what I'm excited for.
I might get shot for saying this, but I think the new Assassin's Creeds are better than Breath of the Wild. I think they've done a really good job moving into RPG territory.
Yeah,
it's funny because I really enjoyed the Assassin's Creed games. I can't remember which one it was. It went into like the pirate side, with the ships and stuff, and they lost me there. Yeah, I think they lost me, and I think it just really killed my love of the game. But at the moment, I'm watching Vikings, I'm watching Vinland, and like bringing it to this Valhalla, it's just gonna be. I think they've got me back. You know, if they wanted to take my money, I mean, they got it. You know, well played, well played. You came to chop and you chopped, didn't it? So, yeah, I do like the look of this one. To be fair, I really do.
My only issue with the trailer was that there wasn't really any gameplay. She just cutscenes.
Yep, very true. Very true again.
The thing is, I trust them to deliver a good game. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time that we saw.
Apparently, they had 10 studios working on Odyssey. They actually have 14 studios working on this one. So I have no doubts. I have no doubts that this is going to be a good game. And
the game looks like it's going to be massive as well.
Yeah.
There were bits of England in it as well.
Yeah.
Bits of Scandinavia in it. It's going to be a big game.
They've actually said that it's not going to be as big as Odyssey. And
Really?
or as long. Yeah, or as long. So
Odyssey was huge though, man.
Yeah, that game
went on forever.
That game. I feel like I played just the story and that was 80 hours. Like I didn't do side quests. Like it's nuts.
I didn't even finish the story. I was doing side missions for like 40 hours. And I was like, okay, this is never gonna end.
Like
Tony played it for 4 days straight. He didn't move from his bed. Where will it end?
Nah, that game was bloody huge, but it was a good game. So yeah, that's pretty much Xbox's whole conference. Personally,
just one thing about the Assassin's Creed. The one thing I was talking to Andon about it earlier, is it looks great, but is it even Assassin's Creed anymore? Because you're running in as Vikings. They're running, blowing their horns.
Yeah, exactly. Vikings.
I
think they even
it's one of the things you have to kind of wait.
I think they see stabbing people. They used to see stabbing people in the back as like honorless or something like that. So
Yeah.
so it's not really Assassin's Creed anymore. I get what you're saying, but yeah, go on.
It seems more like For Honor rather than
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
I think for this, you probably just have to wait and see how what's that. I don't really like judging storyline before actually seeing a story kind of thing in it. So I don't know. Might be able to show something that we might not know about the Vikings. See.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Xbox conference. Personally, I'm very disappointed because I just felt like Xbox were just they were just getting it right, and then this has happened, and it's like, oh man, you've just kind of dropped points now, and yeah, it's just they're gonna need to climb their way back up a little bit, but yeah, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
So
I
do
think
you...
they go on.
Go on, Em. Go on, Em.
I was gonna say I think they got an exclusive video coming, right? Where they're
Yeah,
showing exclusive games.
they do. They actually in July, I believe, so like 2 months from here, they're gonna be basically showing all their exclusive games. So that's probably where they can climb the ladder again. If I'm being honest, I'm expecting a lot. I'm having high expectations for that. They've been quiet for so long. There hasn't been like a very big AAA Xbox game for a while. So I'm assuming that they're basically saving them all up for this, and they're just gonna just drop game after game after game. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for more exclusive games. Like, I'm looking for a reason to buy the console, and have both consoles, because obviously I'm on PS4 at the moment. But I want a reason, and at the moment, from that video, they haven't given me a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only kind of disappointment I'm finding at the moment. I really wanted something to say, you know what, it's time to take over. And I didn't really get that as my summary for that kind of conference.
What do you think Sony are thinking after watching that? Because obviously there are a couple releases that Xbox have mentioned in the past, but they didn't show it today. But what do you think they might be?
I personally,
We're in the money. Yeah, we're in the money.
I think Sony are in a very weird position right now, to be honest with you. I think they're just not, the only place that they're really first place in is their exclusive games. And I just think they're kind of concerned because when you think about it, their next console is weaker than their competitor. They don't have like the best subscription service either. They don't have like the best cloud gaming service either. They're just, yeah, it's just a weird position, but they have that place where it's like, okay, we're gonna get so many customers for our next generation anyway, and we're gonna be able to drop so many games next gen as well. So that's where their confidence comes. But I think they're very concerned, in my opinion. Even I think they're very concerned. I think go on. I think that's why they're so quiet. Like, yeah, people can say that it's because they have games coming out soon. The Last of Us 2, they have Ghost of Tsushima coming out, and then they can start talking about PS5. But you can do both. Like, they're not a small company. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I guess it's more that they know they don't have to do both, whereas we want both.
Yeah.
Like, as a consumer, we want more. We want that Xbox are talking. Come on, tell me something. I need to know. I need to know. But they're kind of sitting back on it, like we're not gonna work based on Xbox's timeline. And I respect that, because I feel like that means that you're confident in what you have. They could just be like, oh, let me just show something to compete. Whereas they're like, you know what, when we're ready, we can drop something. I hope they don't make me eat my words, because hey, I'm waiting for something good.
Well,
But
at the end of the day, Xbox are chasing after Sony. To be honest, Sony won this last generation, so Xbox, you need to come to our level at the moment.
One is
Sony are going to produce. That's another question.
One is the biggest understatement ever. But anyway,
I think they're in a good position because they've been trickling out information incredibly slowly, but everything they've released about next gen so far has been things that are good. Like everyone's looked at it like, oh, that's pretty good, but we want to see more. So like, when they released the hard drive and said it's super optimized to run games faster, everyone was like, oh, that's pretty good. We're not disappointed. When they released controller, everyone was like, well, some people were like, I don't like the color, but generally people were like, oh, it has a touch to speak mic in it. It's got the feedback on the triggers. It's got haptic feedback motors in it and all of that now. I think they're just releasing stuff that's good slowly, but also they don't want to show all the games on PS5 and then ruin the sales of the ones coming to PS4. I think that's what it is. They still have the end of the run of PS4 and they want to focus on that for now,
I think,
which might be a mistake.
yeah. And then your thoughts for us?
I don't think that's what Sony are probably thinking. I mean, at the moment they've got Last of Us to deal with. That's coming out next month. I don't know if the leaks or the Last of Us has kind of given Sony a bit of breathing space in terms of giving information about the PS5. But at the moment they're handling, trying to sort out the leaks and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think they're that worried about whether they're going to sell, because regardless, even if Sony pull out the not so best console, people are still going to buy it, and they probably will still outsell than Xbox regardless anyway. So I don't think they're too worried.
Yeah,
at this moment in time.
I see that being the case as well.
Not that they're worried. It's just that they have a long run of PS4 exclusives still coming this year. So I think that's just their focus, because they've been doing a lot of advertisement of those games that are coming out. Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, Iron Man. They've got them all on a publication run at the moment.
Speaking of the Last
to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something similar to Xbox and offer the Last of Us 2 remastered on PS5. Yeah, if it does come out.
I don't think they can do anything else. Imagine if there's no way that Xbox do that and then they try and charge you. Yeah, there will be a riot. People won't accept that. Yeah, people won't accept that. But actually, speaking of the Last of Us, let's actually get into that. They released a story trailer. I think just today or yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
So, okay, I let me just I'm just gonna break it down. I'm gonna try and not to spoil it, but I'm just gonna give you like my thoughts. Okay, I know about the spoilers. You know this from the last podcast.
He's dying to tell us. Look at him. He's
I'm
dying.
not
I'm gonna ruin it for you all.
I'm not gonna ruin it. I'm not gonna ruin it. What I'm gonna say is I was disappointed with what I saw. From a narrative point of view, I know there's a lot of people speaking about other subjects and stuff like that. For me, from a narrative point of view, I was disappointed. But after seeing this trailer, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the game.
It looked good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
it looked really good.
I'm definitely gonna play it. And what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna hope that I really enjoy it, and I'm just gonna like enjoy it for what it is. I'm gonna try and enjoy it as much as possible for what it is, and go from there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to like hearing you guys' thoughts and just coming on here for our spoiler cast when we eventually all complete it and have a little talk about it. It looks super dark. Oh my gosh.
Very, very dark.
Yeah.
Very, very gritty.
I'm ready for the killings.
That's what I mean. I think Andan's the resident Last of Us fan, so you give us this first.
I've watched the trailer twice now, and literally, I just wrote very gritty and very dark. I haven't read any of the spoilers, so I don't really know what the story is going to be about. It looks very good, to be honest. It looks very, very good. The gameplay that they showed over the past year or two looks amazing. Looks very fluid.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play it, to be honest. Yeah, and I really do hope that it's a game of the year as well, man.
I think for a lot of you guys, it's the fact that you like the first one so much that you're comparing it to the second one already without playing it, and your expectations are really high. So if the game come out and it was just this game, I think it would still be just as great. But you're obviously killing yourself because you want it to be so much better than the original.
No, okay.
I mean,
That's the only
I'm
thing,
gonna
yeah.
do I'm gonna do a run through of the first one because apparently I played a lot of it because when I tried to continue I was at the end, but I don't remember a lot of it. Sorry, Andan, don't kill me. But I'm gonna stream the first game live and try and run through it that week just before the second one comes out. So then I can kind of get an understanding if the story follows and where they went with it and kind of compare the two.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be good for our next chat as well when it does come out.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say something, I can't remember now. Yeah, I was just basically gonna say something to what you said, CJ. I was gonna say that if there's a studio that can actually deliver to meet people's
Should we say this?
expectations, to meet someone's
Dog.
expectation, yeah, is Naughty Dog. I that's the thing. I would say
Superheroes.
people's hype should not be tempered or anything like that. People can be that hype as they are right now, and I think it will still meet it, match it. But yeah, go on, and Dan, what were you gonna say?
I was literally going to say the same thing, and like I said, I haven't read the spoilers or whatever, but to judge the game already on the spoilers, I think it's quite harsh, to be honest, because you easily read something and then when it's put into movie form, it's completely different and
Yeah.
transform it completely. It depends on the way that the story is going to be told. I think Naughty Dog, they're one of the best storytellers out there at the moment, so I think the game's going to be a success.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I hope that is the case. Like, I really want you to be right. I really, really want you to be right. So, like, and then I love the game as well. The first game as much as you. Like, the amount of times I've watched people's reactions to like the key points in that game and stuff like that. Like, I actually absolutely love the game. Like, I know the actors, like who they are, if I can go off by sight and stuff like that. So yeah, I just I'm really looking forward to the game. I'm just gonna play it, enjoy it. I'm gonna I'm just looking forward to it. So
Go on, take a deep breath, Tony. Take a deep breath. It's fine.
It will be good, man. It will be good.
I played the first one. It was obviously great. It's probably the best game of last generation for most people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for me. I like Metal Gear Solid 4, but
what I would
nevertheless, it was a
what I would say
great
though,
game.
what I would say though,
I like Call of Duty. Don't kill me, sorry.
What I would say though, the gameplay, I'm expecting to be like the best part of the game.
Top notch.
Like the first one, I don't actually feel like the gameplay was the greatest, but I feel like with this one, I'm expecting it to be top notch. To be honest with you, like, so
I think if they have the same jump that we saw from Uncharted 3 to Uncharted 4, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah,
because what Naughty Dog managed to do in that jump, I don't know how they done it, but it was a huge jump in gameplay.
Yeah, just like
They
from
did
a
the same.
fluid point of view as well. Just they just get it right, man. They just get things right.
There's one thing I saw in the trailer though. It's when Ellie was at a desk, and it looked like she was building a gun. If they could let me build guns in the game, boy, 10 out of 10. I don't care how it plays.
And
well, they've shown the crafting already in one of the previous gameplay videos, and it looks quite extensive for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
it's 10 out of 10.
And I think
it's confirmed. We have confirmation, people. We have a 10 out of 10 game.
I think she does things to the gun to like signify what you actually choose to do. So like she'll maybe like scrape the handle of the gun or something like that to make it like I don't know what that would do in real life, but like let's say to make your aim better and less recoil, she'll actually do something to the gun. She'll customize it in real time. So there's a lot of attention to detail. So yeah, I'm excited for the game, man. I really hope it's good. I I really do.
I'm not excited for playing
When
it.
he
Like,
says, "I really hope it's good," he sounds so disappointed. Like he's already accepted that it's not
Yeah,
going to be as good.
he hates the story. I know he hates the story already.
Ah, yeah, that's what it is. You
Look,
watch you know the spoilers now, so he's like, ah.
Let's stop talking.
He's like a kid that dropped his ice cream. He got the ice cream. He was waiting for it all this time, and then
Exactly,
someone just
yeah.
knocked it over.
We're
only
getting,
thing I will
we're getting
say
into spoiler
is I f-
territory, so I will continue. I will continue. But yeah, go on.
I feel like gameplay and the actors, how well they act, can carry a story through. Even if the story doesn't look great on paper, the way the actors perform it can just be amazing.
Yeah, and
So I
with
think
that,
I'm still holding out hope.
with that said, the first game's acting was fantastic. So I'm not expecting Neil Druckmann to accept anything below that, and I'm sure he's probably saying, "Guys, you gotta be even better." So I have no doubts that's gonna be very good, to be honest. So. Moving on to probably my second game of the year. Second game of the year. Second game of the year for me is
Third for me.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk. You in that game, you can customize your genitalia. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Come with the
You're
big
ready
thing.
to play, are you, Tony? Yeah, you're ready to play. He's ready to give him the
Not
big
even gonna complete
whopper.
the game, eh? It's stuck in that section there. Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's the big thing. They came out and they announced that
I'm telling you.
it's got its M rating. So
Are they doing it? Are they doing it like FIFA and Pro, where you can like if you take a picture of what you've got, you know, your face or
my
images. It may be best that we keep our PlayStation cameras away, boys.
Yeah, but
I don't know why. I don't know what difference. Maybe it'll be RPG elements. So your ability to convince the opposite gender or whoever's attracted to you might go
do you
up.
know what? Do you know what it might
That'll
be?
be a
Like
deep mechanic.
if you have bigger
so if man
balls,
thinks
yeah,
small,
you might
man
have
can't
more
pull.
testosterone, so you're more aggressive. Like
Because I assume you can also increase the breast size in the game. So it might just be because convincing people is a big part of RPGs, right? So it might just be coming to that.
Oh, mate.
Oh man.
No, but if I'm a ting, my ting has to be tight, fam. What are you talking about?
I'm playing this game for the wrong reason, mate.
No. To be fair,
The game looks amazing.
Yeah, they sold me on the game when I saw my boy Keanu, bro. That's my guy. I don't even care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the game was. He could have been playing tennis. I would have bought the game. They done well.
True.
That is, you know, when you say use celebrities for the right reasons, they done well there.
Yeah. No, but what I will say, CJ, I'm sure you probably watched it. Maybe there's like a 50-minute gameplay of the game, and it just looks fantastic, man. It's just it's actually
intense, man.
Yeah, it just looks really good. My second game of the year, I've already said that, but yeah, I'm just really excited for that game. Yeah.
Before we go into the gameplay, you might watch the trailer,
Keanu one.
Which one?
The original trailer. Like, I mean, I didn't know they were gonna cast T-Pain. I didn't know that. I don't know if you guys saw. When they came on, I was in bits. But but the game looks it looks so cool. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it, but I didn't want to say it.
I thought that was my first action role. T-Pain, why don't you?
No, but the game looked incredible. That's the first time. Even to the point where obviously you can choose your character and it says the type of gameplay. I think the guy is more hacking and stealth kills and stuff like that, and the woman's more active.
Yeah.
And it actually, I sat there and I actually was sitting and thinking I might have to play this game twice and just have two lows. Just try both ways, because honestly, like that's the first time I've thought of a game and I'm like, I don't know what way I want to play yet because it just looks so intense.
The thing
So
is,
I'm excited for that.
And the
if
thing,
it's anything like Skyrim, it won't be I'm gonna play it twice. It's I'm gonna play it for 400 hours.
pretty much. And the thing is, I think that doesn't just apply to like the gameplay as well. I think the narrative, like things that actually happen to you with the choices that you make, are gonna drastically change the game as well. So it's just like, Ah man, they just get that game right as well. Cyberpunk. I mean, CD Projekt Red. I don't think they can. They've got to that point where I don't think they can do wrong, like the
Yeah.
Rockstar Naughty Dog point. So let's just
I
hope
think
that.
what makes CG Project Red so great is that they actually care.
Yeah,
Like when they released Witcher and they gave you
Sure.
the soundtrack, they
yeah,
gave you the digital art book and the physical art book all in that
yeah,
package for the normal price. They know what the gamers want and they give it to them.
yeah,
And I'm glad they made it an M rating or 18 rating because that moves all restrictions.
yeah. That's
Actors
true.
can be free to say what they want. The violence can be as high as it wants. I think it will make the
Yeah.
game better for us adults.
I mean, what's the
anyway.
last game that's had that kind of M rating?
Uh,
Because I feel like a lot of games have been restricted for a long time. I don't really.
I think God of War had it. No,
Okay.
no, I
I
wouldn't
think
think
God of
God
War
of
might be
War.
at 18 as well, I
Mm.
think.
I don't think God of
Yeah.
War. I don't think. Wait, which one? As in
the
for
new one. I
the newest one? No,
think
I
that was
don't think so.
18, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think
God
Last of Us
of
was as
War
well.
must have been at 18.
Or maybe there was a lot of blood there. Yeah, I just remembered. There was a
Yeah.
lot of blood.
Yeah, maybe actually.
But the thing is, really and truly, I don't think it's really going to stop you from buying the game.
Yeah, no,
No, I don't think
not
it
at
stops
all.
them from buying it. I just think it gives the developers more freedom to tell an adult story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What is The Last of Us? Is The Last of Us 2 gonna be?
I
That
think
must
it's
be at
18.
18 as well.
Oh,
Because
okay.
there was serious violence in that game, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then do you want to give your thoughts? How do you feel about Cyberpunk?
First of all, I actually hope he actually does come out this year and they don't push it back again.
Yeah,
I
Definitely.
think the game looks so massive. I don't even know where to start with this game, to be honest, man. I think it's going to be excellent. I think it will be an excellent game. As you said, CD Project Red, I don't think they can really do much wrong.
No.
I think they'll have a very, very captivating story. And yeah, I think you're just going to lose so many hours into this game, man. So many hours.
definitely.
I think it's going to be excellent, honestly.
Moving on to something that I'm sure Amalek is excited to talk about: Star Wars VR. VR
Yeah.
for Star Wars.
Two things I love for VR and Star Wars.
I'll let you speak about this because I have no
Yeah.
interest in either of those.
So-
To be honest.
No?
You know what? Ams,
It
before you
was
go
May the
into
4th on Monday.
honestly, I was ready for May the 4th though. Before you go into the whole Star Wars VR, what is your thoughts of like VR at the moment altogether? Like, how do you feel the development of VR is, and do you think that's what to be the main focus for PS5 or whatever they're going to call it?
I think they will try have another push on PS5 with new technology, but I also think developers are scared to go anywhere near it because it's got super potential. It's
Yeah,
just they're struggling to find a way to put that all into consoles because there's been
Because
some
for-
games that are outstanding on the VR.
yeah. For me, it's like they've had to take a step back graphically wise and gameplay wise in order to incorporate VR. So it's going to take a long time to get the games back to next gen level. So it's like a
Yeah.
step back, like 2 steps back to get a few steps forward. But it's going to take a lot more. It's going to take a lot longer to get those few steps forward. But
I think
do we think VR is the
gone.
future or not?
I don't.
I don't think it's the future. I think
Okay.
it's still like something that is fun on the side,
Yeah,
like a
to see.
secondary console.
Expensive fun, but fun.
Yeah, see, this. Let me just give you my thoughts, and I feel like most of the people that don't own VR's thoughts on what VR is. I just feel like VR is. The thing is, the problem is you need to buy an extension for something that you actually want, and I don't think that, like that's the problem with it. And I just think that the games that actually come out on it aren't better than what you can play.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
with a controller.
No.
So it's just
You can't justify your money.
Yeah,
No way. At the
yeah.
moment, definitely not.
yeah, like
You might be like the first person to be a part of the VR generation, but right now it's like buying a Sega when PS4 is out or Xbox is out. It doesn't make it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Like, and especially you're buying an add-on for a game and ultimately you're not done there. You still need to buy more. You
Yeah.
still need to buy the wands. You still need to buy your gun.
Yeah.
You still need to buy your steering wheel and a seat. So I think it's a lot of investment into what is the beginning of a project.
Yeah.
For me, I
so-
feel like it's something that is fun once you get it, but you have to convince yourself to get it. So since I've got the VR, I've had the VR and I've had the Switch, and I've spent so much more hours on the VR than I spent on the Switch, and that's with some people it hurts your eyes. For me, I'm okay with it.
Mm.
I think it's
Yeah.
something that's an experience. So you're not getting the best graphics. Sometimes you're not even getting the best gameplay, but you're in another world. When you put the headset on and you put the headphones on, it's like it transports you somewhere else.
Mhm.
It's something
Nah,
that I
but-
say not everyone has to own, but everyone who's into gaming should experience.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it really brings the game to life. From Aminet's conversation earlier when he was boxing. I mean, I heard you had a punch up with.
Yeah, I've been doing my cardio at home during the lockdown, playing Creed and just hopping about my room, dodging. I did punch a quad cupboard, which is what
I heard you got beat up by your wardrobe. So you can be honest with the fans here. You can be honest.
my hand is a little bruised, but I still had fun, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately a few of the games that are on there, it shows me there's so much potential for it. Like when I said that the fighter jet one that I played with the controls, amazing. I sat on that game for hours and there wasn't really a story or anything going on. It was just repetitive, but I was so engaged in what was going on, and I really felt like I was in the jet, that I was happy to just sit there and play that. And it's just showing me that from the first ever game I've played to that, there's definitely opportunity there.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, on the other hand, I played it for about 4 minutes. I don't think I moved more than 10 steps. Absolutely terrifying. I've never been so scared in my life. You try to jump out the way and you think you're not looking at the screen no more, and apparently they're still there. They are still there.
That's the immersion, though, isn't it? I played it for 10 minutes and thought, no, this can't be fun. I don't want to be in a horror film.
It's a nightmare. Honestly, it's a nightmare. But yeah, sorry. We was talking about Star Wars, and before we cut into that. So, Amulet's thoughts on Star Wars?
It's a W, isn't it? You gave me a lightsaber. I want to play it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be. Apparently, it's already on Vive and Oculus.
As in, it's out already, or
apparently, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just coming to PS4 this summer. But if you give me a lightsaber, the same way with Jedi, I love Jedi.
Jedi Fallen Order, or are you talking about
the Fallen Order? Amazing game. I didn't put it down from start to finish. So yeah, you give me a lightsaber, some force powers, I won't stop playing.
Okay.
And I'm ready for that. And it's Star Wars week, so.
And then your thoughts on VR and on Star Wars, if anything?
I don't know. I've never really been one for VR, but I understand it. But for me, I think it's a bit gimmicky, and it's quite an expensive gimmick as well. So I do understand it. I do understand the immersion and everything. But yeah, I don't think it's something that I'll ever really look into. I think I had a Kinect on the Xbox 360. I used it about 6-7 times. Waste £130. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna buy a VR set or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Sounds good though.
Just to give my thoughts on. I've given my thoughts on VR, but Star Wars. What I could say is, speaking about what you said with Jedi Fallen Order, that is actually the first Star Wars experience that I've had. Like, I haven't watched any of the Star Wars, the 9 movies that have come out, nothing like that. I played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played through Jedi Fallen Order. That was my first game, and I actually now I get what happens. There's the Jedis and there's the bad guys or whatever they're called, and there's a cycle and stuff like that.
I'm feeling a real level of disrespect towards Star Wars here. I'm trying to hold my tongue, but I don't really. We're gonna need a little bit more than that, yeah. Tony, come on.
I think when you remove all of the nerd stuff, It's basically samurais with laser swords, and I don't think you can ask for much more.
No, exactly.
No, but yeah, like what I can say is I'm very excited to play what is going to be the trilogy of Jedi Fallen Order. Like, and I will celebrate that game. Like, I think that game's gonna be, because that's what EA are actually doing. They're making that into a franchise. So yeah, I'm gonna play every single one that comes out of that, and that will be.
You're also going to watch the movies because we're going to fight if you don't. So yeah,
You can skip.
we're just putting it out there.
I think I'm at the
But you
point
can skip the
where
original trilogy.
I think I'm at the point where they're so old that I'll just get pissed off by like the bad graphics and stuff like that.
I can't watch it.
CG. Yeah, I just can't. But
The prequel trilogy are fun. The first one's a bit, but it has the fight at the end is amazing. So you can hold out for that.
We'll see. But but yeah.
Personally, I'm excited for it. Just because, just to have a lightsaber in your hand and being a part of the game, I feel like there's so much that's going to come of it. And I know that VR, I don't necessarily think VR is going to be the future, but if there was ever a time to bring a game out, I think this is it. Because I haven't really been pleased ultimately with all the VR experiences I've had. I've seen the trailers for Spider-Man and Iron Man. Spider-Man, for me, it wasn't all that. It's kind of just looking back towards PC in terms of the graphics and stuff. Really old. The Iron Man, the concept is good. Sorry, Ams, what you say?
I was just gonna say, games like that, they're trying to sell you on the character and not on the gameplay.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm not enjoying. Because I'm not really here because it feels like they're just trying to put it out there for the Marvel experience. It's not actually for people that like and enjoy gameplay and graphics and storylines. You're just throwing something out there for us to grab onto and buy because it's a part of that franchise. So I think if they put a lot of effort into this Star Wars, I think it could be an amazing game. But like you said, the VR is not going to carry the console. I don't think that's the future.
Just don't put a blast in my hand, man. One part of Star Wars I can't stand. Why am I using a gun when I have a laser sword?
Now, however, if they bring it to, I'm going to go back to my Call of Duty because I love it so much. If they could make the VR some kind of Jedi Call of Duty, you will never see me again in life. It's over. I will become a virtual presence. You have one, and I am now one with my console.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the subjects that we have to talk about. It's a good podcast again. We're gonna be doing this every week, pretty much, speaking about the news that comes out. Any final thoughts, guys, before we wrap it up?
Just for me, I'm going to be streaming on Monday at 8 o'clock under MultiTap Gaming. So, come and join if you're there. If not, it's going to be regular. I'm going to try and make it every Monday at 8 o'clock. And then we'll see if we can push to 2 days. At the moment, game of choice is Call of Duty. When Last of Us 2 is coming out a week before, we're going to stream the whole game. So be there for that. Anything else from you boys? Ams? Ander?
My final thought is that Ghost of Tsushima is still going to be Game of the Year, and I will never let that down.
That game is going to be so mid.
Killing my dreams. It's going to be Game of the Year.
Oh man, no, but and then any final thoughts or no?
I wasted about 45 minutes watching this Xbox thing earlier on today. Hopefully the next one will be much better. But that's really it, to be honest.
We hope and pray.
Refund request to Bill Gates.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next week on the same channel, same time. So yeah.